What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I'm in Mallorca. I've just checked into this hotel room, which is going to be my home for the next 48 hours. 2 days ago, I flew to Barcelona with Alex, collected two V8 Aston Martin DB11s, and then met up with Ollie White here in Mallorca after a 7.5 hour ferry. I had planned to film that 24 hours, which the video didn't really go too well, so we find ourselves here. And this video is something slightly different, something I've never really done before. It is kind of like a tech review or a comparison. I'm going to be comparing my new Samsung, which I got 4 days ago, to my iPhone 7 Plus, which I've had for about a year. It's quite topical at the moment with the new iPhones coming out, and I want to make a video as to why I switched to the Samsung, whether it's something that I have felt natural doing, or whether I'm just going to go back to an iPhone. I'm a massive iPhone fanboy. Samsung have not paid me to do this video. I'm spending my own money owning this phone, but I was very tempted by the camera and the specs when I compared it to the Apple iPhone X. So over the next 24 hours, I'm going to bring you guys in on the adventure. I'm going to be vlogging on both of these phones and then labeling the clips so that you can make up your own mind as to whether which one has a better camera, which one has better video and everything like that, and hopefully give you guys into an insight into what it is like to switch from an iPhone that I've been using for about 8 years to a Samsung. Right, okay, so we are now headed to lunch. I'm by myself at the moment, out the front of the hotel and using my iPhone. But let me explain a little bit as to a background into my iPhone customer history, but also why I switched to the Samsung. So I've owned a lot of iPhones. I bought an iPhone 3G, I bought an iPhone 3GS. At this point, I was still running a BlackBerry. Up until the iPhone 5 and the 5Ss, that's when I started having two iPhones. And since then, I've always had two iPhones, iPhone 5S, iPhone 6, iPhone 6S, iPhone 6S Plus, now to the iPhone 7 Plus. I've got two iPhone 7 Pluses and I was due an upgrade. I saw an article on Lad Bible which was comparing specs to the Samsung S8 Plus and the iPhone X. And the Samsung was superior. And I know that there are a lot of Samsung fanboys out there that have been telling me this for years, that Samsung are ahead of Apple when it comes to technology. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to upgrade to the Samsung and I'm going to start comparing the two phones. So over the years, I've become a massive Apple fanboy, but on their 10th anniversary, I couldn't quite bring myself to get excited about the new iPhone. The phone that they said was going to revolutionize the next 10 years.
Oh no!
I was in my zone!
Oh no! I was trying to creep behind you so you couldn't see me.
You nearly got me, man.
Nearly got you.
Nearly.
Sorry,
Well, there's Ollie, by the way. He's been doing that for the last 24 hours. But I was not excited about the iPhone X and all of its features that they were saying were going to revolutionize the next 10 years like they did on the original iPhone. So that was it. I was converted to a Samsung device. But throughout this video, I will tell you the story and the journey and also my thoughts as to how good I think the Samsung phone is. But now I'm going to flip this camera around and use its dual camera to try and shoot some of the scenes that we've got around us. We're rolling on the Samsung. Mr. Ollie White, what phone do you use?
I have the iPhone 7 Plus. Well, this one I got the iPhone 6 Plus and the Google phone. But I was saying to you yesterday, I think the Google Pixel is amazing. I think it's a great phone. I think I'm just scared to switch over because everything works together. I'll do something on my iPad, it will sync to my iPhone, my Mac, and that is literally my only issue why I haven't switched to anything else.
Because you've got all of the products that are
Apple. Exactly.
And is that the same as you?
100%. MacBook Pro, iPhone 7, AirDrop between two photos.
Yeah, AirDrop's just it's the best thing ever. Getting all those angles of the ribs.
I'm just testing my camera out.
Oh, this looks good. We got some pops. Steak.
Just want to eat.
I'm stuffed now. That's some of the best lunch I've ever had. We're now back at the hotel, and this is the first time that I've actually taken a look at the pool area. It is beautiful up here. I'm using the front-facing camera now on my Samsung, whilst I chat to you about what it was like to actually transferring over to a Samsung. And it was fairly easy, I'll be honest, it was fairly easy. Essentially, Samsung comes with a little USB adapter so that I can attach my iPhone to this. The Samsung then scans my iPhone's data, content, pictures, everything, and then I pick and choose what I'd want to transfer over. So it is super easy to switch. Now the difficult thing is getting used to the Samsung interface, Android, and everything else, because that is something that obviously I'm not used to. I'm used to the simplicity, the fluidity, and the ease of use that is the iPhone. And I have to say, the Samsung is a little bit tricky to get used to, but I can imagine if you were a Samsung user for 10 years and then tried switching to iPhone, it would be quite tricky. I think it would be a little easier. I kind of compared it to if I gave my mum an iPhone to get used to and a Samsung, it would take her less time to get used to the iPhone because it is just that ease of use. But in terms of apps, in terms of accessibility, the Samsung is up there with Apple. The one thing that I would say about the Samsung is that the Twitter app sucks. But apart from that, everything is perfect, and the camera is vastly better. Hopefully this video, as I'm rendering it out, I haven't actually looked at it, I'm literally filming as I go within this day, it's looking much better on the Samsung. So thumbs up for Samsung. It's been quite a while since I tried to transfer anything onto my iPhone. We're going to give it a go just to see whether it will work. Allow. It has been a while since I tried to transfer anything over from my phone to the computer, from my iPhone to the computer, but so far, I think we've got him. It is now time to drive the DB11. This is the V8 powered DB11, the brand new, featuring the new badge at the back, clear taillights as an option, and dodgy parking. The reason for this... That was loud. The reason for this dodgy parking is originally I did squeeze it into this space, but was worried that a little car would try and squeeze in between a tree and a DB11, and then therefore opening their door onto the beautiful morning frost white paint on this car. Shut up. What an awful sounding engine. So then I realised actually I want to protect this car, seeing as it's not mine. So I did this parking, which looks selfish, but has the car's best interest at heart. So the Samsung's rolling, the first time that we've used it inside. And I think now that we are driving this car, the car that we've come all of this way to drive, and whilst I can't talk about what it is like to drive, it is a beautiful car. Whilst we're in the car, I'm going to try and summarise and put into as few or as simplest words as possible as to why, even though I have got a Samsung and will keep a Samsung, I will never make that full transition away from iPhone. And I think the biggest thing for me is, yes, Apple are now behind in the race of technology. They're releasing things that they're claiming is innovative, when in fact Samsung and other competitors are producing at a much faster rate. It just seems that when Apple launched that technology on the iPhone, the fluidity and ease of use and the ease of the interface means that it just feels better, crisper, richer, which is why I love the iPhone so much. Whilst the Samsung has got a bunch of gimmicks, and to be honest, I've flicked most of them off because I think they're completely pointless. What I love about the Samsung is the camera, and yes, the iPhone X is going to have a camera that probably will rival the Samsung S8 Plus, but Samsung are just that step ahead, because the S9 will come out and all of the other competitors. I know that I'm missing out on so many competitors. The Google Pixel 2, I think it's called, the LG, even the Samsung Note 8 that has got a dual camera on the back. All of these phones now rival the iPhone when it comes to technology, which 4 or 5 years ago, that was never a thing. When iPhone bought the first iPhone out, it really did revolutionise the way that we use mobile phones. And for Apple to claim that the iPhone X is going to do that this time round, and one of the biggest things that they're talking about is animated emojis, I just did not believe it and thought it was honestly a load of crap. For now, the Samsung is providing a little variety in my life that I'm thoroughly enjoying, and I can't believe that I've actually gone this far without sort of mucking up or something, because this road is incredibly tight. Oh, but the Aston sounds so good. It sounds so good. So we're on the island of Mallorca. I thought that I would do a quick iPhone versus Samsung user experience from me, as I have tried to make the transition and have enjoyed it. It's been a load of fun, and I will continue documenting everything if you guys want to see it on YouTube and on Twitter and Instagram, because it is so interesting, and there's just such a hot debate between Samsung fanboys and iPhone fanboys, and now I can be proud to say that I'm a member of them both. I'll be honest, I didn't really know how I was going to make this video, but I knew the appetite was there and the demand was so high, because Twitter, every time I posted a picture from the Samsung or talked about it, there was just huge interest, and people wanted to see just the difference in terms of how I'm coping with the adjustment, and hopefully this video has done that, but also what the camera differences are like on the iPhone versus the Samsung. So there it is. It's not really a tech review, it's not really tech specs. If you want to check out the different specs versus Samsung and iPhone, then head over to Google. All I wanted to do was show you in my real world of vlogging with amazing cars on incredible islands such as Mallorca, just how different those phones can be, and also document for anyone that is thinking about moving away from iPhone to Samsung. Just do it. I mean, if you want to and you want a bit of a change, like, there will be that transition period when you're not completely comfortable with the phone that you're using, but you'll get there. You'll get used to it, as is everyone gets used to the phone that they're on every single day. But moving forward, if you guys do want to see more videos how I'm getting on with the Samsung versus the iPhone in different scenarios, there are some awesome trips coming up. I'm going to be driving some insane cars. So if you do want to see more Samsung versus iPhone in different capacities, then please let me know in the comment box below, and let me know if you think I'm mad. Like, should I have gone from an iPhone to a Samsung, or are there Samsung users out there that think, should I have even been with iPhone in the first place? Let me know. Let me know whether you've liked this video by giving it a like, and subscribe if you haven't already, because there is going to be a couple more videos coming from this trip, one of them including driving impressions on the DB11. But tomorrow I'm going to be vlogging as we head to one of the most famous points in the island that is just known for being beautiful. So we're going to take both of the Aston Martins there. I'm going to get this camera up and running, and right now...
Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi. Các bạn hãy bấm like, comment và hãy bấm nút đăng ký để ủng hộ cho kênh mình nha.